Welcome to Cinematic Recaps. This movie is called Mother. Shortly, this film is about a young woman who spends her days renovating the mansion that she lives in with her husband in the countryside. When a stranger knocks on the door one night, he becomes an unexpected guest in their home. Later, his wife and two children also arrive to make themselves welcome. Terror soon strikes when the beleaguered wife tries to figure out why her husband is so seemingly friendly and accommodating to everyone but her. She eventually finds out it's a cult. You don't want to miss what happens next. Sit back and enjoy to see what happens. The movie begins with a woman standing amongst crackling flames. Screams can be heard in the background as her flesh burns to a crisp. Then we observe a man putting a crystal object in his bedroom. The house then goes from being burned and decrepit to being completely renovated. A young woman, Mother, appears in his bed and, upon seeing his absence, calls out, "Baby?" He doesn't respond. Mother walks through the home, which appears to be empty, and when she steps out onto the porch to look for him outside, he appears from behind her and startles her, hugging her. Him is a well-known poet who is suffering from writer's block as a result of the death of his first wife. Mother is attempting to paint one of the rooms in the house in a variety of colors. As she approaches the wall, she sees a vision of a beating heart within the walls. Someone comes to the couple's home door and knocks. Man, the visitor, is welcomed into his home. Him is courteous to man, but Mother is not at ease with his presence. The man was led to the house under the notion that it was a bed and breakfast. Him shows man his office, which is filled with his literary works, and man admits to being a fan of his. Him spends the majority of his time conversing with man, telling Mother that it's wonderful to have someone to talk to who enjoys his profession, despite the fact that Mother also enjoys his work. Nonetheless, she lets man stay. Man, on the other hand, has terrible coughing episodes. Mother later notices man puking in the toilet while M stands over man. Mother observes a piece of flesh missing from man's ribs, which he hides with his hand. Mother asks him how man is doing the next day. Man walks downstairs and declares that he feels fantastic. Another knock is heard at the door a few moments later. Mother answers it to find man's wife, Woman, standing in the doorway. He also welcomes her into the home. Him and man go hiking, leaving Mother alone with Woman. She annoys Mother with questions about whether she and him want children, as well as Woman's interest in going up to him's office, but Mother says no one can enter without his consent. Man has another coughing fit when they return. Him informs Mother that man is dying and that he and his wife are huge fans of him and wanted to meet him before it was too late. Man and woman walk into his office and accidentally break the crystal thing. He is devastated and orders them to leave the office. He grips the shattered fragments in his palms until he bleeds. Mother tells man and woman to leave, but they walk into another room to have an intimate encounter. After some time, man and woman have still not departed till him and Mother both agree that they must. As man and woman prepare to leave, their sons come, arguing about the state of their father's will. The eldest son is enraged about receiving less than his younger brother. The conflict escalates as oldest son assaults his brother before him separates them. They rush into the bedroom, where oldest son hammers his brother over the head, cracking open his skull and causing it to bleed. Younger brother is picked up by him and carried to the hospital, with man and woman following. Mother cleans up the blood on the floor, but one stain would not wash away. When she presses against it, it begins to leak blood into the basement. When Mother goes downstairs, she notices blood oozing into a light bulb, causing it to crack. Blood splatter forms around the wall. Mother breaks through and discovers an oil tank for the furnace. Oldest son, who had been hiding behind her, appears. He simply takes something of his and exits the house without saying anything. When the others return, him informs Mother that younger brother is no longer alive. In the house, a wake is organized for him, and other strangers come to pay their respects. Mother becomes extremely irritated by the guests' actions. She fights with him about their stay till they start having passionate sex. Mother informs him in the morning that she believes she is pregnant. Him feels ecstatic and inspired to resume writing. He finishes his work and sends it out, attracting the herald's notice. Mother is nearing the conclusion of her pregnancy at this point. Fans of him begin to arrive at the house as she prepares dinner to commemorate him's written efforts. One mom walks in with her toddler, who has wet his pants. When Mother enters the bathroom, she notices a man peeing in the sink. Soon, a swarm of fans approaches the house, including the herald, who wishes to speak with Mother. Their expanding presence begins to wear on Mother, who feels pain that causes the home to shake. Despite Mother's efforts to hide from the crowd, the fans begin to destroy and steal items from the house. People begin to act violently toward one another as she walks from room to room. Some people are bound and have bags placed over their heads. The herald casually walks around shooting everyone in the head before calmly speaking to Mother. The herald is killed by a tremendous explosion that rips through the chamber. A SWAT team has entered the residence, battling an increasingly hysterical gathering of admirers. It soon becomes clear that the fans are members of a pagan cult. Mother begins to give birth. He takes her into his office, where she gives birth to a son. He wants to hold his son, but Mother won't let him. She insists that him send the fans away. Mother spends the entire day in the office, cradling her son till she falls asleep. Her baby is gone when she wakes up. He brings their son to show the crowd. They begin passing the baby around while he pees on them. The baby's neck is then broken by the crowd. When Mother hears it, she rushes to the front of the room. When she arrives, she discovers that her baby has been severely injured, and the fans are devouring him. Mother cries angrily, forcing the foundation of the house to crack. She takes a shard of glass and begins stabbing and slicing the fans until their commander grabs her and whacks her over the head with a candlestick. Mother is viciously beaten and her clothing are ripped off by the supporters, who name her a whore and a bitch. He rushes in to stop them, sobbing over his wife. Mother yells at him, accusing him of murdering her child. Mother dashes to the basement, where she discovers the oil tank. She cracks it open and lets the oil drain before pulling out a lighter. Him begs Mother not to do anything, but she refuses and drops the lighter. The entire home catches fire, burning everyone inside to ashes before everything surrounding it explodes. Both him and Mother survive, but Mother is severely burned while him is unharmed. He drags Mother's body from the basement. She asks about his identity. "I am I, and you are home," he says. When she wonders where he is taking her, he replies, "To the beginning." When she asks what he wants, him responds he desires her love. She says he can have it. He sinks his hands into her chest and pulls out her heart, causing her body to crumble to the burnt ash we'd expect to see if we stood near the fire. Him breaks the heart in his hands, revealing a crystal object similar to the one he possessed previously. While chuckling to himself, he places it in the same area in the rubble of his office. The house has been rebuilt from the ground up. Then a young woman appears on the bed, calling out to her missing spouse, "Baby?" And that is the end of this movie. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for daily updates of movie recaps like this. Comment what movie you want next. Thanks for watching.